Hey there, it's Nathalie, and it's time for part 2 of 3 videos on this 6-fold junk journal that I have made. And so there's all kinds of information in the description box below. This part is going to be building the text blocks, and part 1 was the stitching, cutting and stitching, and this is the text blocks, and then part 3 is going to be doing the covers and getting this ready to be able to use it. So be sure you check out part 1 and part 3. From the back of this, I was able to get my covers. So I cut it here and here, then I split this in half and then in half again. Now I'm going to paint them. I'm going to paint my covers with just regular white acrylic just to seal them, so that whenever I get ready to glue my papers, my covers, my liners and all that stuff, it'll easier. I'll have just a little bit more time than with glue going straight onto the cardboard. And because I'm going to use some of my painty paper towels, I want to have a white background. That's the other reason for painting these. I'm going to trim the top part of this, so just to do a little angle. Clip that across there, and another little angle. Like that. Do that to the other one. All 6 of them. To attach my cover, I've got a scrap, this thing, and I'm going to slide this right here. I'm going to put glue on this edge, then this, and then I'll use this piece of, this is just some film. You could use a sheet protector or something like that, plastic, to go in between here. I'll move this out of the way. Anyway, this is just to protect my page while I put the glue down to hold this spine in place. And I'm fixing to go get me a different brush. This brush is awful. It's a cheap foam brush, and it is awful. All right, and I'm going to put some paint on the, not paint, I'm thinking paint, glue, also on the board, just along the edge, like that. Try to line this up pretty good. I'm gonna move this a little bit so I can see my pages. Make sure I get this lined up. And any bubbles out of that fabric. I think I've got a shadow. I'm not sure if you can see that really well, but kind of scooch that up a little bit. Make sure I'm lined up, and I am, and then put my plastic in here. Make sure I've got my bubbles worked out, and that it's attached right up to the edge. All right, and now the drying time. Set it to the side and let this dry. Now I have the other one. It's also drying. And so what it's going to do, this is the spine side, so this one will attach this way. So I'll have a spine here and a spine here. So it'll open this way and it'll open that way. But this is still drying. My next step is to apply the glue to here and attach it to this one. So I've got pages going this way, and there's my other spine. So then when it's glued together, it'll be pages going this way, opposite directions. So I'm going to put my glue here and attach it here. Make sure that's matched up well. And then I'll make sure that I get this all the way in here because I made a boo-boo on the last one that I did, and I didn't get that all the way in there, and it stuck to the page. So now I have pages going this way and this way, and that's what I'm after. But I think, now the instructions that I saw, they didn't have they only used 2 of the boards, but I'm going to go ahead and put a third board. So my phone's going off like crazy. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and put a third board in here. So I'll get that ready. So I've decided, while this is drying still, I got my little Mylar piece in there. I've already put some glue here. I've got this little, like a 2-inch wide piece of fabric. I'm not going to glue across here. I'm going to leave that kind of loose. And then I'm going to glue on this other side and get back in the frame right there. And I just decided to cover up that spine. I guess you could paint it if you wanted to or do something else to it, but I just want to put this piece of fabric on here, and it doesn't coordinate with what I'm gonna with my cover, but kind of tried it on, and I'll clip off this little excess here, and so whenever I put my covers on, and this is not going to be the finished thing, but yeah, I think that this will work. And then I'll probably put a piece of this down the middle. And that's not going to make sense right this second, but it will. It will. All right, I'm going to put this on a prop. Now I'm going to attach these two going this way to here and line them up. And I'm going to go ahead and line them up and leave just kind of a little bit of a gap in the middle. There's going to be a tiny bit of overhang. I guess I could go ahead and trim those off, but I'm not going to. I'm okay with a little bit of a raggedy edge, and I might add some little extra things on the edges of them. So I want to mark my middle. Make sure I'm kind of lined up here and here. Got me 2 more little pieces of Mylar to put in here, or sheet protector, or whatever it is that you'd like to use. I think I'll go ahead and, while I'm doing this, because it's not going to take me that long, go ahead and put my glue here, because it's not going to dry that fast. And I feel like I'm mumbling, so sorry. lining up my corners. It shifted. See where we're at. All right, we'll let that dry. All right, I'm going to add a bit of fabric right here so that whenever I put my covers on, then it'll be like that. And I've glued, I did this off camera, but I glued my, that piece of fabric to this first page. I went ahead and glued that down. Even that up just a little bit more. Make a little dent. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you'll try one of these, this 6-fold journal, and using my painty paper towels to embellish it with. Be sure you give me a thumbs up, subscribe, share me with your friends, and I'll see you in my next videos. Bye-bye.